Welcome to the Crypto Campfire.
They're slightly sharper than a soup spoon, Mitch and the Professor, featuring special guest Frederic Ruff.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Crypto Campfire podcast. This is the Professor.
And Mitch.
And today we're going to be talking with Frederic Ruff, the CEO of CoinSquad. But before we start talking to Frederic, let's grab that crypto news from the Crypto Gent.
Thanks, Professor. Hello, Crypto Campfire listeners, and welcome to the cryptocurrency news in a flash with the Crypto Gent. Traders are eyeing next key support zone if Bitcoin price goes below $9,000. IOTA focuses on immediate adoption with Chrysalis upgrade. And Consensus, the blockchain software company, cuts additional 14% of staff. That's the cryptocurrency news in a flash with the Crypto Gent. And it's back to you, Professor.
Thanks a lot, Crypto Gent. Frederic, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, it's good to talk to you. Let's just dive right in. How did you get into crypto?
So I have a background in computer networking and information security. And when you study Cisco, you study public and private keys. And I got into Bitcoin 2014, 2015. Started doing meetup groups late 2016. And then really got into serious trading probably around 2017, like mid 2017, and just kind of haven't stopped since. And started getting into developing a little bit for the last 6 months, 7
Nice.
months. So
What protocol have you been working with?
working with Hashgraph, Gossip Protocol, and voting algorithms.
Nice. How's that experience been?
It's been wonderful. It's a great group of guys, great individuals within cryptography in general. Usually the space, how it works is Carnegie Mellon's usually on top of things, and MIT's kind of right under them. And Lehman came from Carnegie Mellon. He's kind of a savant, so to speak, at crypto, and he created this new way of coming to consensus with networks, the asynchronous Byzantine fault tolerance. And I don't know if you guys know too much about how it works and everything, but I got really into it once I first heard about it. And in February of 2018, I asked if I could be an ambassador for them, and I've been with them ever since.
That's awesome. It's I don't know, there's something about the tech of crypto that just it's special in a way, you know. It's not too often that you discover a new data structure. I shouldn't say discover, because I mean blockchain's not like brand new, but discover a revolutionary use case for a cool data structure. Tell us about CoinSquad. How did that come to be, and what is it exactly?
Okay, so been in the IT space for a while, and while I was teaching the meetup groups every single week, I was teaching about trading bots and the different consensus algorithms and platforms. I started to understand that most people within the space are not technically savvy enough to be able to set things up themselves and to migrate around exchanges and things like that. So I started doing remote assistance on people's computers, exactly how I do at work, and started doing house calls after work. And then it got to the point where I just started doing a business from it, and I filed an LLC. So it's been going on for a few years now, and things are starting to get really interesting with the amount of clientele that I have right now.
Cool. So from a business standpoint, it sounds like you're killing it. But what do you do for fun outside of the tech of crypto? I mean, do you get into trading at all for the fun of it, or what do you do to get some more excitement out of it?
So it's exciting actually helping people, and I like building startups. So when I first started, I realized that I was going to help people with the tech, be able to support them, but I also wanted to build out something on Hedera or something with Ethereum. So decided I was going to do RMM software. I was going to be the first to do full decentralized tech support. And so this is what I do for fun. Like, this is what I do at night until 2 o'clock in the morning. Then I wake up and I do it again, 6 o'clock in the morning. So yeah, every once in a while I'll play some golf, and I'll go out or go to the beach and stuff like that. But pretty much this is my life.
This your passion.
Yeah, this is my passion, and this is what I want to do like for the next 15 years. I want to build a decent sized company and pick the employees that are going to work with me. I've been working with that slowly and been very fortunate to meet a lot of great people within the Los Angeles, San Francisco, and Vegas, San Diego kind of communities. Keep in touch with people and work with them. And now we're kind of spread out all across the United States. And I've got people calling us from Australia and London and Brazil and stuff like that. So it kind of depends on where these videos are going and where the podcasts are going, because those are the people that reach out, start contacting me. So this world is a very interesting place, especially when you get interviewed. Very exciting.
It's crazy how far and how deep the network can go when you're into something that's so global.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we're using things where we're making transactions, increments and decrements of funds and crypto balances with people halfway across the earth. And through IPFS, we're sharing file systems with them. And you're absolutely right about data structures. And we've got all these new projects that are coming out that are really interesting, that people are working on all the way around the world. And it's kind of exciting to see that our planet is becoming a little less seamless and a lot less borderless once this new Web 3.0 thing comes into play. So yeah, it's very interesting stuff.
Blockchain brings it all together, right? Cryptocurrency is like that last thread sort of needed to truly enable this ecosystem that we've been piecing together over the past 20 years. And as soon as we have the ability for machines to interact on a financial level on their own in a system where we don't have to have a centralized form of financial control in each country or a world currency, we have something that we can trust the value of that machines can use on their own. And it's very powerful at that point, because as soon as you eliminate that third party control, you have the ability to go above and beyond everything you've already done.
Absolutely. Yeah, I would totally agree. I mean, we're not at a full decentralized or distributed way of computing things right now. We're still using cloud computing. We're still using a centralized environment. No matter what you're really doing, you still got to run nodes on a network. So, but yeah, I mean, we definitely are moving towards new levels and new areas of technology, and it's very exciting.
Yeah, and once you do finally realize some good distributed content distribution mechanisms, whether it's web hosting or social media or whatever, that really takes things to the next level even more, because then you can truly have decentralized information, and that's very powerful.
Yeah.
Okay, so what are your thoughts on adoption of cryptocurrencies for their intended use cases? More specifically, say Litecoin, XRP, Digibyte, stuff like that, the actual currencies that are out there, the coins.
Well, I think we're in a steady growth type of environment where there's going to be a lot of different types of cryptocurrencies, just like there's a lot of different types of websites and things that people are working on. And people will jump on it. Developers will start working with it, and things are going to adapt and shape and form for the amount of energy that people put into it. When you start a company, or if you're gonna go in and you're gonna build on the Lightning Network, or if you're gonna go and work with XRP, you're probably gonna start doing one thing, and then it might spawn off to fork to another area. That's the beauty of the internet and open source, and a lot of things within environments in computer science. So I believe that people usually do pick projects that are kind of close to their personal beliefs. I try to be agnostic when it comes to studying different types of technologies within blockchain and DLT environments in general, because I want to get as much knowledge and growth as possible. I'm not just building on Hashgraph. I'm going to be supporting a lot of other different types of projects And I need to know as much as I possibly can before I'm thrown into a new environment and I have to service somebody and make them happy.
Right on, man. I mean, you got to cover all your bases, and education is key. You know, it's just learning all the different stuff so you can really capture all the different edges of it is important. So I was going to ask you, what other use cases, other than stuff that you're currently working on or cryptocurrency as an actual currency, do you see that are fascinating you right now that leverage blockchain technology?
Um, well, I like the fact that you can do crowdfunding and you can do a security token, or that you used to be able to do an ICO. I know it's not popular anymore and things like that, but I really dig the whole concept of fundraising for a belief or an idea that you can raise money for and have people plug your project with. There's a lot of things with Hashgraph that I'm really excited about right now, such as the consensus service and being able to utilize IBM's Hyperledger and then build on it and use its frameworks and its toolkits, and then have the security of Hedera to be able to develop on it. So um, there's there's a couple of other projects that I'm kind of excited about. I'm excited about Ethereum 2.0. I think that's going to bring a lot of great things to the DLT space in general. I know EOS had some problems with bottlenecking, and they're going to release their EOS 2.0 also. So I'm pretty excited to kind of see what everybody's going to be coming out with soon, and working with. I'm really interested in the whole space of what's going to happen with quantum computing and the quantum proof technologies that are going to be coming into play in the future. Everybody's got to have the best digital signature system that's the securest to be able to protect their clients. And what are you going to use when Google's going and creating all these systems and things are kind of scary right now? We're in like this transitionary period where we're still in the early phases and we don't really know what's going to happen in the next couple of years. So it's scary and exciting at the same time.
It really is. It's like it's a ride, right? I mean, especially with being on the verge of actually using quantum computing, or even maybe some sort of undiscovered type of computing, whatever, right? But just the concept of how much power we're about to have on a computing level, and that opens up so many things. Like just like talking about before, the distributed content distribution. You got to have that next level of performance to be able to actually do that, because you're transferring massive amounts of data very fast, and you're storing massive amounts of data, but from a security standpoint, that next level of computing power really ups things. I mean, it ups the stakes in one way, but it also ups your capabilities in another way. But, as soon as you have that, you have to totally refine all of your security systems, and everything has to be overhauled and changed up, because sure, maybe it's impossible to just guess a bunch of private keys, but, as computing power becomes more and more, that becomes easier.
And AI and all of this new technology is going to integrate with everything too. So it's kind of interesting to see where we're going to go in the future, where Elon Musk is going to take Neuralink and things like that, to allow the common person to learn more, at the speed or the rate that we're working at or working with at the moment.
Yeah, that's a crazy project. There's so much stuff out there right now that's like sci-fi, but it's really happening.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Totally happening. They already experimented on monkeys. So
yeah. Exactly.
Now they move the trials to real patients.
Yeah, we're the monkeys. They get to practice on us now.
There you go.
Oh, cool. I know you're on a time crunch. So you know what? I would like to see potentially rescheduling this for in January sometime and getting you back on again so we could delve a little deeper.
Absolutely. I'd love to talk a little bit more about what we're developing right now and why it's special and why it's needed with the space. I think sure. In closing, maybe I'll just talk about it a little bit more, and then we can go about rescheduling our appointment later on down the road.
Yeah, definitely. Go ahead and give us a rundown on what you guys are working on right now.
Okay, so a lot of people freak out when I'm telling them that I'm building remote monitoring and management software to connect to people's machines so that I can help them out with their cryptocurrency. And this is done in regular IT environments all the time. but the sessions aren't recorded. And so I realized real quickly that I could use IPFS and other types of systems to record the sessions and then timestamp them and then basically make them legally binding so that both parties get access to the whole session. And if anything happens during the tech support session, you can take it to court. So it's this transparent way that I'm creating new environments to allow people to receive assistance with digital assets, not only digital assets in crypto, but also regular IT environments. So this is what we're building out the next few months, and we should have our proof of concept March or April of 2020, and we're really excited about it. Our iOS wallet's already done. Our Android wallet's already done. We've already minted our cryptocurrency, and we're working on our ticketing system and the development of some of the areas of the Hyperledger right now at the moment. So I'm working with some very talented, intelligent people over at Caltech, as well as some of the best developers over at Hedera Hashgraph and IBM Hyperledger. So I assembled a great team, and I'm very excited about what we're building right now, and I hope everybody's happy in the long run.
That's awesome, man. I'm looking forward to kind of doing some research on it and getting into it a little bit more. And I'm really looking forward to talking to you again so we can get a little deeper and kind of give a deeper look at the inside of CoinSquad and how you're actually utilizing the tech to take this to the next level. So let's get one of those scheduled and we'll go from there.
All right, perfect. Thank you guys very much.
Yeah, man. Thanks for coming on the show. We appreciate it.
Have a great evening.
All right, bye.
Well, that sounds like an interesting project.
It does.
There's a lot of issue right now with remote assistance in the computer world. You know, the concept of allowing people into your system remotely from a manufacturer or anywhere else to work on things is terrifying. You know.
Oh, I can only imagine because they got access to all this stuff. I mean, while you're looking into that, I'm sure I could find a couple of Bob the Builder issues to read up on.
There you go. Bob the Builder.
It just goes right over my head. I hate being freaking technologically illiterate, but you know, I try to read and I try to understand, and until it's actually put into layman's terms, I don't get half of it. But that's all right. You know, we're not all tech guys.
No, that's all good. I mean, the problem with it is like you have to kind of have been in the world for a while because you just start learning all the little pieces that make it so when you finally read that article about something, all the other shit that they say actually makes sense. And then you can put together the new concept otherwise, because there's so much little stuff that if you don't know,
right,
it doesn't make any sense at all. I
know enough to be dangerous. I mean, it's kind of cool because I mean, I'm constantly learning. So, you know, all these little parts and pieces, you know, now compared to back a year ago or 2 years ago, I see things and I understand them better and I can comment versus other times in the past where I was just like, okay. You know what I mean?
Right, exactly. No, you're picking up a lot and you're just absorbing.
Exactly. And, you know, I don't know, it's still fun. And, you know, like today I was actually surfing Twitter because I actually got caught up with my notifications. That was kind of weird. So I started, you know, just trolling, and I ran across this guy having this huge rant about, you know, using cryptocurrencies for payment of something. And he was just so frustrated, and he was like going off the freaking hook on this. And I said, dude, are you just having a bad day, or are you always a ... I said, when it all comes together and you use the right platforms and everything's set up right, it actually flows pretty sweetly, you know. But I mean, he's talking about having to exchange it at an exchange and swap it into this token and do this, and I'm like, what? Obviously, you know, he hasn't run across the efficient ways of using crypto to purchase things, you know, like directly.
Right. Or even through like Cash App on a card. I mean, I know you're not spending the crypto directly, but
or crypto.com, or there's so many different avenues now to actually spend your crypto.
Yep.
And they're just becoming more and more prevalent and more user friendly, but that's all right. You know, it was fun to debate back and forth with them a little bit, and you know, I enjoy doing that more now than I do anything else. Really, is having a conversation with someone that's comes across as being really solid in their opinion. And then, I don't know, talking about it from different angles and watching their opinion change is it's always fun.
But yeah, a lot of times those people that are angry about something are just simply uneducated, And I don't mean like in an intelligence level
Or they
way,
had a
but
bad experience,
they just,
whatever.
yeah, that, or they, like you said, in this particular case, the guy just didn't know about the options that made his problem much simpler.
Right.
And so sometimes having that conversation opens their eyes to, oh yeah, okay, actually it is fine. I just didn't know this. Never mind.
Right.
Sometimes you see those people on Twitter and your first assumption is like, this guy's just a dick.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's never going to go anywhere. But sometimes they're just, like you say, they've either had a bad experience or something,
Well, I was surprised by his response. His response was actually had a LOL in it. So I was like, okay, cool. He's like, no, I'm just really frustrated with how this worked and blah, blah, blah. And that's when I responded and said, well, there's other ways to do it. And like, let's use cheapair.com, for example. You get on there and you can pay with a crypto directly and you don't have to swap it out or exchange it or, because he was talking about paying with USDC. And I'm like, I keep hearing more and more about the stable coins being used for purchases, but why? I don't understand why you would want to sell something into a stable coin just to use it.
You wouldn't want to, but I think there's probably going to be a few retailers that end up taking on that method of payment for
just because they're more secure with the USD in there.
I think probably not even that, but I think they're just, because it's a stable coin, they assume that's the only way to avoid volatility, when realistically they could just have it auto convert to dollars when it was sent as Bitcoin and be done with it. Yeah. So I think it kind of goes back to that lack of education thing.
Right. I was listening to our podcast with Crypto Crusader the other day, and I really liked that one.
That was a good one.
With Jason Corley. Yeah, he's a cool dude, and I'm curious to see more from Pack Global as far as their charitable side of what they're doing. That to me seems like it'll be really cool.
Definitely, I like seeing when people actually take advantage of, number one, the lack of fees in crypto, and they redivert that money to charity instead of taking the extra 2% of profit, or they actually utilize the system like Pack is doing, where some of the money just actually gets sent to these charitable funds automatically as part of the system.
Right.
So I don't know. I love what they're doing.
Oh yeah, for sure. What do you got going tonight? More editing? You look like you've been an editing fool the last few days.
I've been an everything fool for the last few days, last month, few months, last few years.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Where does this now? So, CoinFlip ATM.
Yes.
I've been hearing a lot of good things and seeing a lot of good things more recently than I have in the past. Have you not noticed that?
I have. They're at over 380 ATMs now, if I recall.
That's insane.
Yes.
That's
and there's
so
only
cool.
6,000 in the entire world, and CoinFlip is only in the USA.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
They are kicking ass.
Yeah. And there was something else about I don't know, I seen some, FUD, I guess you'd call it, the SEC investigating illicit use of crypto ATMs. It's like, come on, really? Why does that have to make the headlines? I mean, if that was the case, we should see headlines, cash ring busted on a daily basis for, all the shit people use cash for. I mean,
it's one of those things. The SEC likes to find things to make examples of. And I'm sure there are probably a couple crypto ATM companies out there using them for money laundering. ATMs are commonly used for money laundering. But the media, even the fucking crypto media that acts like they're not the mainstream media, goes out and they publish these articles for clickbait, and they make it sound like all crypto ATMs are doomed, or that all ATMs are a scam or are laundering money or something like that.
I know. It's like, whatever. Just
the same frustrations that we have with every other form of news article. It's all bullshit. It's all biased. It is what it is. But that's why you got to take the time and do your own research and pull back the curtain and figure out what's real.
Exactly. So Thursday, 2 days from now, we got another podcast coming up.
We do. We got Mappy coming on.
Yeah. And I'm going to be at the the Heartland Brewery that night, and I'm gonna do my portion of it from there. And I'm gonna be with Chad and Griff and J Mac, and we're gonna be having our first Bitcoin meetup there.
That's amazing.
It's gonna be sick.
Do you get to pay with Bitcoin?
I don't know if we can yet, but bet your sweet ass we'll be working on that.
You're gonna be trying.
Damn straight. I'm gonna be salting like a salt shaker.
Don't forget, you should make some paper wallets with like $5 on them to leave for your tips.
Oh, I got it.
Because we always forget that. We always talk about it.
Do you have time to run me through how to do it? Because
yeah. It's easy as fuck.
It's so easy. A 5-year-old can do it, but
it is. You go to a website, and you click a button, and then you print the wallet. I mean, that's literally all it is.
Stop.
And then you just send the money to that address. Yeah, you're just generating a Bitcoin address.
Oh.
You just print it.
Shit. Okay.
There's nothing to it. It's easier than setting up a wallet on your phone.
Oh, wow. Okay, that's a no-brainer. I see a bunch of those going in stockings this year.
Oh, yeah. There's going to be some in my end, too.
Yeah, definitely. Stocking stuffers and tips and all that jazz.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I'm on it. Oh, I'm going to look into that for sure.
I got to start keeping a few of those in my wallet just for like Uber rides and stuff like that. I
know, right? We got to figure that out. We just got to do it. And like you say,
yeah, there's no figuring it out. It's just do it.
Yeah, and just do it.
The other thing we could do is, because you could just do this on a regular printer, we could take some business cards or seed cards with blank backs and then just print paper wallets on the back of them with a tip in it. So it's like a seed card for the information, but it's also a paper wallet that's got some value on it that they can use.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll have some fun with it.
Talk about burning crypto that way. You know how many would get thrown away?
Yeah. You know, who was it that was it John Hargrave?
Yeah.
That comment to you?
Crypto Campfire. What do you guys do? Burn crypto?
We're going to start.
That's right. We're just going to give it away so people can throw it out.
Exactly.
We'll get that circulating supply down one way or another.
Perfect. There's going to be 1 million Bitcoin left when we're done.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I don't know where we got our other 16.
I know. If we give away that much, something's wrong.
I am Satoshi, motherfucker.
Are we dealing with futures here or what?
We're not going to talk about it.
All right, good. On that note, thanks for showing up, guys. You know, we hope you enjoyed it. It was a short one. You know, the gentleman had some things he had to get to, which is fine. You know, stuff happens, but I'd rather have a 30-minute podcast overall than not a podcast. So
exactly.
I mean, it was fun, and we got some good information in a short period of time, which is cool too, you know. And then you guys get to hear a little more from us.
Yeah, exactly. You know, that's what you love the most, anyway.
Right? Yeah, whatever. Just shut up so the professor and Mitch can talk. All right, guys. Until next time, have a safe day, and we'll talk to you soon.
Take it easy.
Peace.